Hello listeners and fellow Game Pass fans, get yourself set and ready for your favourite unofficial Game Pass podcast, Game Pass News. So I'll hand you over to Nick and Sean and get the show started.
Welcome to Game Pass News, recorded live Friday 14th, April 2023. I'm Nintendo, one half of this awesome GPN crew, Mr. Sean Abbott, the Golden Mario himself. We'll talk about more about that later. From across the pond is the other half. This week, we are joined by the Master Forger himself, Bruce, aka Togobop. We also talk about Ubisoft Plus has arrived. The GPN team is divided by the Great Redfall frame rate debate. You better sit down, buckle up, because Game Pass News is one crazy ride. All right, folks, the song is out there, the theme song. Do you know what video game that's from?
I'll let Bruce have a guess at that first because I have no idea.
It's not Star Wars, I'll tell you that. I'm going to say Hogwarts Legacy.
Nope. You can give me some yes or no questions, and I can try to.
I'll go with this one. Is Bruce incorrect?
Yes, Bruce is incorrect. But
Okay.
if you meant from his first statement, yes, he is incorrect.
And then that's where I'm lost. I don't know the names of most Star Wars. The last Star Wars game I played was X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, so I can't imagine it's that.
Dun, 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 dun.
Is Fallen Order the name of a game, or is it the name of a film or a program?
Yes, it's the name of a game. Yes. Let me. Yes. I'm sorry, Sean. Did you say Fallen Order? The silence is killing me. Yes, it's Fallen Order, Sean. Good job. Let me help you out.
I really threw him off on that one.
I thought that was one of the films.
No,
Okay.
It's the Jedi Fallen Order is the most recent one. So there you go. And
By saying it's not Star Wars, he believed it wasn't Star Wars.
there you go. There you
There we
go.
go.
That is the most recent. Bruce, thank you for joining us this week, man. We are super excited for you to be here. How did you were talking about delivering Triforces this week? How did that go? Or today? How did that go?
Well, first off, thank you for having me, and I am honored to be here. Delivering Triforces is a hard process. First thing I have to do is prepare the Triforces, and then the actual delivery.
That sounds rough.
But
That sounds tough.
Actually, there were some people I met up with in Montreal. It's about a good train ride from my home. So they were in town. So I offered them to deliver it to them there, meet them there. So people I knew on Discord, on another Discord. And so it was a meetup. And so
Nice.
I delivered their Triforces instead of sending them by mail. So it was fun.
Nice.
That's
That would be great.
The hand delivered touch is very nice. So
Yeah.
that's quite cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For those of you who
In
don't
a
know,
Dollarama bag.
yeah. Oh, yeah. For those of you who don't know, which if you listen to the show at all, you know because we talk about it a lot. Bruce is making Triforces. I got one. It's amazing. He's really good at it. We'll talk more about that in the party chat section because I want to know the full backstory on Triforces and how that came out to be. But Mr. Sean, to you, sir, how's your week been?
What day is it today? It's Friday, which is why we don't normally record on a Friday, so I'm well confused. Yeah, it's been good. What did we went? We roller coasters Monday, which was a lot of fun. The theme park closest to us is called Flamingo Land, and yes, it does have flamingos there, which is quite cool. Some good rides on there. Most recent one's Sick, which we managed to ride back to back at the end of the day, which was quite fun. Tuesday Tuesday. What did we do Tuesday? I can't remember. What I did Tuesday or Wednesday. Wednesday I worked. Tuesday, I think I would just try to get kids entertained as much as possible. Lindsay has some uni stuff to do, so
Awesome.
But yeah, not much gaming time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I had enough time to roll credits on one game. The rest of the time has been spent playing Mario Kart at work. So
Yeah, and that's how you're the Golden Mario, which you can tell us more about in your what you've been playing, which is pretty cool. But your kids are still off, right? They're still on.
yeah,
This is their last
they go
week.
back. Two of them go back Monday. One of them goes back Tuesday. So
good for you.
I know.
Bruce, when is your guys' spring break? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sean.
Tuesday is quite fortunate as we means we can actually play some Minecraft Legends. So.
Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, get those kids out of there for that. We need our space. So anyway, sorry, Bruce. When is your kids' spring break? Do you guys? Was yours just
done?
It's done. Okay. Is that the beginning of April or?
It was the first week of March.
Wow, that is much earlier than either one of us.
Wait, no, February, March. Yeah, it was around the first week of March. And then they had another spring break because there was a power outage because of too much rain, freezing rain. And then there was 2 days without school. So that ended up being like a 5-day, it turned into 5 days off anyhow.
Nice.
So they kind of had another spring break.
Good for them. Good for them. Days off are the best as kids. Love those things. So. Yeah, my kids are back to school this week, so I'm very excited for that. Busy with a lot of stuff, but today I just played. I did some work, but mostly just played Hogwarts Legacy. I like it's great with the phone. You can do all the stuff. So I would send a few emails. I'd play another quest. I'd send a few emails, and we'll talk about how that's going. And then I also just got a little bit of Ghostwire Tokyo time, and we can chat about that too. But it has been a great day. I don't have the play games all day happen very much anymore, and so when I get it, it's a good thing. Anything else before we? We got pre-chat. Do we have anything to talk about in pre-chat?
I was just going to ask because Bruce hasn't always been an Xbox fan or an Xbox guy anyway.
It's true.
From my knowing of you, Bruce, through the Nintendo Does Discord, you've been a big Nintendo fan for a while. Obviously, prominent with the fact that you make Triforces for people now. So, what brought you to wanting to play Xbox?
Well, I've always been a fan of Xbox. It's just I haven't always played Xbox. But in the case of the recent years, what brought me to Xbox now is the simplicity. I was playing with my Nintendo Switch shortly after it came out because I was fascinated with the mobility of it, right? Play at home, continue at work, play at home, continue at work, or in bed. And then that was great, but I wanted more. I wanted a little bit more, something, games with more meat.
Mm-hmm.
I waited for years and years for anything, mainly Star Wars. Like I was waiting for mainly Battlefront 2 or whatever came up was Star Wars Squadrons, anything like that. I wanted to play Star Wars, and I was so pumped for it with Nintendo. And then after a few years, I realized it's not coming. And then Jedi Fallen Order came out, and I thought, oh, just maybe they could slide that in, but it didn't. It never did. That ended up going into Stadia. And Justin Masson mentioned in his Stadia talks that he had played Jedi Fallen Order. That got me thinking, I don't need a console. So I gave it a try. I found myself a Stadia controller. I played it. I bought it and I loved it. And I waited. And I waited for more Star Wars and Stadia. It never came. Stadia ended up shutting down.
I was going to say, and then Stadia went home.
And Stadia went home, and then I realized, you know what? I'm going to have to figure out if I want to play Star Wars, it's going to have to be seriously. And I'm not a person that plays video games on a computer, let alone check my emails on the computer. I have a cell phone for that, for emails. Sure. I'm not much of a computer person to play video games. So I thought of Xbox or PlayStation. And then that's where you saw me go back and forth of the
Yeah,
coins.
that was
I
a
was on the
big back and
fence.
forth.
I wanted to do the PlayStation route. Then I started asking PlayStation fans, why should I be on this side of the fence? And I was talking to you guys, why should I be on this side of the fence? And it's either green or blue. So the side of the fence tilted towards Xbox for the connectivity with other people that I know, other friends online, and the ease of getting an Xbox. When I was searching to buy a new console, it was either PlayStation or Xbox, and PlayStation was hard to find. I didn't care if it was digital or with the disk drive, but the digital would have been a little bit cheaper. But then I realized, you know what, no, financially, and it was really hard to find. And I can just turn around to get an Xbox Series S anytime with Game Pass. You know what? All the Star Wars games are there that I want to play, and any future ones. So there's my answer. It took a while, but I got my answer. I started saving money. It took a while. Then my birthday came around last February. Then I got Xbox cards, and I had some from Christmas. So all of a sudden, with the Stadia money that was returned to me from all my purchases, I have all the money. There we go. So I made the purchase.
I think that is pretty charming that the Stadia money got you over the top to get the Xbox. That's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's great. I mean, it's unfortunate that obviously you fell foul with Stadia. I mean, a lot of people have felt the same, and it's unfortunate that service has dropped. Because I think gaming wise, going down the streaming route is the way forward. It's what we hope we're going to have with Xbox on TVs. That you just basically the controller in your hand and you can just play Game Pass games through the TV. But it's also quite fortunate that they and very nice of them that they paid everybody back because they didn't have to do that. There was no. So that's great.
It would have been harder and longer for them because they would have got sued by so many people, and this was probably the easy way out.
Yeah. And I think Justin had said this, and I can't agree more. They don't want to be out of the video game, or they want the possibility to come back in. So if they want that possibility, they had to make it right for everybody, so that if they did come out with another idea, people wouldn't be like, I'm not doing that. Now they'll just be like, well, I guess if it doesn't work, I get my money back. So sure, why not? I'll take another flyer on them. So yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I do have to ask though, Bruce, what do you do? What have you done with your Stadia controller? Now, you were trying to make it an Xbox One for a while. Did that ever work out?
No, because anything I connected it to it and it didn't function. Bluetooth didn't function either. I noticed that the Xbox Series are very finicky with controllers or headphones that matter for controlling, connecting Bluetooth, or even to plug it in USB. I tried so many things. The only thing is PC. So you know what? I put it back in the box. I have two now. I had bought one for my father, and he gave that back to me because they were shutting down, and I got the money back for that. And I have another one, one of those first generation there, and they're just both back in the box. I can't do anything with it really.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Do they not link to the Switch, or is it the same that the Bluetooth?
It's the same. It's Bluetooth, but the controller. I don't remember if I tried with the Switch, but I'm not interested in playing that controller on the Switch because when you're used to the Pro controller, the buttons are different.
It's fair enough. I mean, I picked up the Pro controller with the Switch this evening because Lindsay's been playing Yoshi's Crafted World, and I forgot how much lighter it was than the Series, the Elite controller I use for the Xbox. So,
well, yeah, especially I was gonna say especially yours. That thing seems heavy to me. So yeah. Well, that's awesome. We are glad that you are in the Xbox family, Bruce. And it was
I am too.
It was fun to watch your journey, and even more fun to celebrate when you posted. You were like, "I've ordered it," and everybody was like, "Yes!" yes, he's got it. Because
I wanted to make a box opening video, open it up, and then there would be a potato inside.
I love it. That would actually probably would have done pretty well, to be honest.
I should still do it, but yeah, people were talking. It's a potato. That's all it is, and I never understood that, but I did want to do that unboxing.
I love it. All right. So at the moment, we don't have any events. We are just, well, we do have an event, but it's just continuing on. We have achievement hunters rolling for April right now. So get your achievement points. Hit up Sean on Xbox, which is just Sean Abbott, right? Am I?
It is.
Yep.
Just as you see on the screen here, if you're watching the podcast, just Sean Abbott.
Sean
exactly like that.
Abbott. So join in the fun. We had a bunch of people play last month, so join in this month. So let's move on to top stories. Get this thing rolling. Ubisoft Plus is on Xbox. You can get it right now. Sean, Bruce, has either of you decided to pick up Ubisoft Plus?
It's expensive for just 60 games, and then the prelude of future games coming like day one to the service. £15 a month's expensive on top of already paying $11.99 a month for Game Pass Ultimate. So
I didn't follow that very much. What? There's 40 games available. Is that correct?
60 games available. I've got a list of them here in the doc.
60 games, 60 Ubisoft specific games, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah, 60 Ubisoft. Yeah.
Are those downloadable or just streaming?
I believe they're downloadable.
Yeah, I think they're downloadable, but that runs through. You've got Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered, you've got Black Flag, Unity, Valhalla, Chronicles 3, Odyssey, Origins. So you've got the flagship of Assassin's Creed, all the Far Cries, which is quite good because Primal was a very good Far Cry to play. It's almost worth £15 for 1 month for that. Immortals, Phoenix Rising, the Gold Edition's on there. Rabbids, a couple of games from that. Rainbow Six Extraction, which is actually leaving Game Pass now. Ubisoft Plus has come live.
Yeah,
they're sucking it back.
Yeah,
yeah. The South Park games, which I'm assuming they're now not on Game Pass because they used to be on Game Pass, I believe. Tom Clancy's The Division, Division 2, Crew 2, Trials Fusion, and all the Trials Fusion games. Watch Dogs 1 and 2. So there's a good chunk of games on there out of that 60. There's some very high value, big games, lots of playability out of them. But for £14.99 extra a month on top of my already $11.99 subscription, it's
yeah. So it's not that these games aren't good, and it's not that maybe it's even worth the $18 US for us a month. It's that I have too much to play with Game Pass. I have games that I know I want to play with Nintendo, and so I just would never be able to touch them. I mean, it would be a wasted $18. I'm either going to waste Game Pass or waste this. Well, I'm guessing that Xbox is getting a cut of Ubisoft Plus's money that gets picked up on Xbox. So they're doing that game, I would imagine. I don't know if it's the 30% or whatever it is, but I'm sure Xbox is getting a cut if you elect to get it on their service.
For that price as well, they say this is a multi-access plan, so you can play this wherever you enjoy games. So you can play this on PC, you can play it via Ubisoft Connect, and you can use Amazon Luna. So I think Jesse has Amazon Luna, so he'll be quite happy about being able to play some big title games, maybe. But yeah, all new. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know where I was going to go with that. Sorry, Bruce.
Sorry. So if you get Ubisoft Plus through Xbox, you'll be able to play it everywhere. But what if you get Ubisoft Plus from somewhere else, like from their website? Can you still play it on Xbox?
That's a good question. I'm not 100% sure. Is there a price? Oh, Sean, are you looking that up?
I am.
Yeah. So when you look that up, is there is there a price where you guys would pick it up, like per month? Like, you know, because for me, I don't know if there is. I just don't have the time. Free, yeah, okay, free, fair enough. But I mean, there have been so many Ubisoft games that came on to Game Pass that I've been like, oh, I mean, Assassin's Creed games. I've been like, oh, it looks so good. I want to play that game. I'm gonna definitely play that game. I say this all the time in this podcast, and then I have best intentions, but I just don't have the time, and that's where most of these games fall. I would rather play a smattering of different games from different developers and publishers within Game Pass than pay $18 and only play Ubisoft games.
So the first question about this is that they're cloud gaming. So it's a cloud gaming service.
Oh, it is.
I'm
So
not
we were
entirely
wrong.
I'm not entirely sure how that works on the Xbox because they don't really state that. But they have two different plans running on their website. They have a $12.99, which will allude to $14.99 a month US, which is PC only access, and then they have this multi-access plan, which is play games anywhere. So,
okay,
which is interesting because they don't list PlayStation. So this looks like it is.
It's an exclusive offer from Xbox.
Yeah, so you can either get Ubisoft Plus and play on the PC, or Ubisoft Plus multi-access and play it on your Xbox cloud via Luma, or play selected games with Xbox. So I'm assuming because they haven't hit the word cloud in there, that there's the download availability there.
It's true. You can get it through Luna, right?
Yeah,
it's the same as Xbox. So they're just spreading their wings everywhere. They're putting their fingers in everybody's pie.
Yep. So play new releases on day one. So any new games that Ubisoft bring out, you're going to get those day one. You get unique monthly rewards, new indie games added monthly, and 10% discount on all virtual currency packs. So any in-game credit that you want to buy for certain games, you can get a 10% discount.
I think there needs to be something with Game Pass on here, though. I mean, not that it's free with Game Pass, but like give us a 20% or a 25% discount if you're a Game Pass member or something.
I think it will come when they restructure the Game Pass with the family plan and all.
Yeah,
they're going to have to put it upside down and reconstruct it because I think that will be included in one way or another in Game Pass Extra or something like that. Game Pass Plus. Why not? Everybody's using Plus. So I believe that's what's going to happen. It's going to be all integrated together.
Or even on the website, just have a Game Pass access. So you've got PC access, multi-access, or Xbox access. For somebody that doesn't want to play it via PC or Luna, just give me even at the $12.99 rate, it's almost worth it at like £2 less for me.
Yeah.
Almost worth it because day one releases of games, if Ubisoft turn around and they bring out a new Prince of Persia, I'd be all over that at $12.99 a month playing on the Xbox because I like the Sands of Time. I like the 3D Prince of Persia they brought out. I like the original versions of Prince of Persia. They were quite good tactical platforming games to play.
I used to have Valhalla on Stadia, but that's a big game that I'd never had time to actually finish. I was like maybe halfway, but I had to leave that alone because it was just too big. There was other games to play as well.
Yeah, and see, that's where I fall. It's just a time thing. It's not a quality for the price thing. I do think it's a little pricey, even if I had time at $18 a month. I'm gonna choose, right? I'm not gonna do Game Pass and Ubisoft. So if I'm gonna choose, am I gonna pay $15 for Game Pass Ultimate, American again, or $18 for Ubisoft Plus? I don't know. That
not both. It's gonna be one or the other.
Yeah, and I'm probably going Ultimate even if I have time.
This is getting down into the roots of like, do you have Netflix, Paramount Plus? Do you drop? Do you swap and change? If they came out in a couple of months' time and said, "Look, you can try this because you're a Game Pass customer," for
Try it for $1.
yes, that's it. The whole free, bring that in for Ubisoft. You know, you're a Game Pass customer for one extra dollar, you get 3 months of free Ubisoft Plus, just to see how you like it. If they did this, maybe I can't really say back end of the year because there's you've got Starfield coming out for Game Pass. But if we were in the Game Pass drought that we were in last year and this came out, I'd have maybe pulled the trigger because there's some big games on there you can play a lot of. You could each Far Cry game that they bring out is at least 30 to 35 hours of gameplay. Mm-hmm. So, and there's 6 maybe on there.
Or 106 if you play like me. So, you know, I mean, whatever. That's fine.
But yeah, so you've got 6 games at 35 hours each. You've got enough gaming there to fulfill you for a year.
Yeah, for sure.
At £15, so.
Yeah, it's good that it's here. It's probably not going to be something I pick up. Doesn't sound like any of us are picking them up. I think it would be cool if they did a game. I just thought of this. If they did a Game Pass perk, just like they did for Paramount Plus when Halo came out. Just give a 1 month Game Pass perk, just like that. And then if you're like me, you'll forget about it for a month and you'll be like shit, and then you'll have to cancel it and you'll pay for 1 month. It'll be a great deal for them. I would love to know this. I would love to know the statistics on how many people sign up for those Game Pass perks that give you a month free and then get dinged with 1 extra month because they forgot to shut it off. Because I raised my hand. It's totally me.
I'm currently falling into the looking at the perks now to see if there is any. But
Paramount Plus for how long was that?
It was just 1 month.
Yeah, it was 1 month free.
Yeah,
but right. When 1 month is great.
Yeah, right when Halo dropped, they did that when the Halo show dropped. The one thing that's not on the doc, Sean, that we need to chat about, it would probably behoove us before we get to the great frame rate debate, is the fact that Bethesda games are coming to PlayStation Plus. Did you see that?
I was unsure about putting that in the acquisition watch because I thought that was a very interesting acquisition watch style.
That's an acquisition watch conversation.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have it here since I brought it up.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's very interesting. I think after. I don't want to talk about Jim Ryan again because he makes me so mad.
Just talk about. That's not where I was trying to make you go on this.
Yeah, I swear you try and do it every week.
Over there in England for those.
Oh, I think he's called Jim Ryan every England term. I don't think there's many left.
Tosspot. There we go. I don't know. After everything he screamed and cried about, oh, they're going to take out Call of Duty and make it crap, and then all of a sudden it's like he uses. They then get hold of Bethesda games, so they've got all the Doom catalog, they've got the Skyrim catalog, got all that kind of stuff there, and it's like you kind of go, what was the whole argument? Why did you have this giant argument with us about like acquiring Activision and Blizzard if you're then quite happy to take Bethesda, which is a Microsoft owned developer? Yeah, I don't know. It annoys me.
I mean, I think it's a great move. You guys are right. It's an acquisition watch conversation in the end. I mean, it's not, but it is. It was definitely a move by Microsoft to be like, hey, okay, right. We said we haven't given you any Bethesda titles, so here you go. Okay, happy? You got your titles. They get to say that right when Jim Ryan says, I don't even give a shit about a Call of Duty. I just wanted to cancel the deal. Yeah, it all plays into that, I think, narrative that they're trying to make. They're steamrolling it. I think they want to get this done. Phil still thinks he can get this done by June, and he wants to see that happen. And I think that's why he is doing everything in his power to get this acquisition finished by June this year, because that was their target date. We'll see if that can happen, but I still think that's his goal. So happy for those PlayStation people. I think it's great. I think it shows that Microsoft is doing what they said they were doing. And maybe, just maybe, Sean, Jim did a positive thing for the gaming community. Okay, now before you start calling me tosspot, hear me out. Microsoft probably wouldn't be bringing these games to PlayStation if Jim Ryan wouldn't have pitched a fit and pushed back on this acquisition. And he did, and so more games are coming to the gaming community, being able to be played in more places, and I think that's great. I think maybe that's a piece of what he has done. So
yeah, this is definitely Phil Spencer turning around to the CMA and all the bodies that have like been stripping it to bits for the last 2 months. This is definitely him turning around and saying, "Okay, I will share my toys too," and letting people play. It's definitely that.
Xbox are they allowed to say that they can have Activision Bethesda with to PlayStation? Are they allowed to say yes now?
yes,
well, I
yes.
think they'd struggle to say no at this point in time.
No, but yes,
I mean, do they have the authority to say Bethesda and Activision can go to PlayStation Plus because they don't technically own them yet?
Well, they own Bethesda, but Activision, they do, because they've already cut deals with Nvidia and Nintendo and my grandmother and
so
I don't know, my uncle's
just
cousin.
If it goes through, the PlayStation can have this.
Exactly, yeah. That's the caveat.
Also, it's like it's the carrot in front of the donkey.
Exactly, yeah.
The donkey being Jim Ryan.
Good job.
You got it.
Good job. Way to hit Bruce set that up and you spiked that baby right down. That was perfect.
Oh, straight out the window.
Yeah. Yes, I think they do, and they've told him that. They've told him, listen, if you do, we will sign a 10-year contract on the caveat that we get this acquisition through. We'll sign a 10-year contract with you, just like we have. I mean, I was joking, but they've signed. So I can't even keep track of all the. It was Nvidia, Nintendo's streaming partner that does their streaming. They've signed one with them. I mean, there's just been that week they signed so many of those 10-year contracts. It was crazy.
Boosteroid, was that one of them?
Yeah,
remember.
Yeah. So
all this is great for the gaming community, especially the streaming. It's fantastic for them. This is all turning out to be fine and dandy for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think, like I said, I think if this is what Jim Ryan has accomplished, because I really do agree, I really do believe that Phil can talk about him wanting to bring games to the community and all this stuff and blah blah blah, but that's not entirely, that's a little horse and pony show, because he had Bethesda and he could have done this from the very beginning if he wanted to, but he didn't want to, and so now he realizes that if he wants to get this acquisition through, is he going to have to play ball a bit more, but also because it's Microsoft, if they want to get the next acquisition through, then they have to start playing ball, because there's going to be another one. Probably won't be, 8 billion, whatever this was. But if there's another one, they have to show that they're going to play ball with these games. And so,
Sean.
So what
Jim
you want
Ryan
me to say
reminds me of Gordon Ramsay. I can imagine him just face turning red and calling everybody donkey in front of the in their office. Just being so angry with Xbox.
Does this deal look dumb to you? Does it? No. Fuck off.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, if you want me to say, Nick, I will say, Jim Ryan, thank you for being a massive phallus and making a good turn in the gaming community. Thank you. There you go. I was nice to him.
That was good.
Honest.
Now I just want we should have called this title Hell's Station now, is what we should have called it, or something like that. Mash those names together.
That was
great.
That was a good squirrel that wasn't on the dock. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, it was too big not to bring up though, and I had forgotten to add it as well. So anyway,
I've actually stopped listening to all that and paying attention to that. It was very interesting at the beginning, halfway, and now we're near the end, and it's like, oh, please stop. That's enough.
Yep. There is some there. I was in that too. I'm kind of out of it now. There was a lot of sniping late last year, and that I like the intricacies of the business aspect of everything. I think that's fun to pay attention to. But the sniping got pretty heavy late last year, and that's when I started to fall out of it. And I think we're kind of past that now. The writing's on the wall, and so now we're just seeing what comes out of it. And so yeah. All right, on to the great frame rate debate of Redfall. Man, let me tell you, it comes out that Bethesda says Redfall will launch locked at 30 frames per second on both the X and the S. Twitter lit on fire, and just nobody's playing this game anymore, including co-host
Yeah,
Sean
me.
Abbott, who told me like 2 weeks ago, he's like, "Oh yeah, Nick, we're gonna play together. We really are. We're gonna get a time." And then you're just like, "F it." You just left me just hanging out all by myself. You're like, "Nope, I'm not playing anymore." I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm over here like, "Hey, you want to play, Sean? Where is he? Do you want to play?" Nope, he's gone.
The thing is, I don't know. I want to see, and I'm assuming they will do this because of the fallout that's come from the fact that they've announced it's only going to launch locked at 30 frames a second. I reckon they'll do some gameplay videos and be like, "Hey, look, this is what it looks like at 30 frames a second. Don't go shit in your pants. It ain't gonna look like isn't gonna look like Nick's trying to do the robot for the entire game." But it worries me, and it brings it like I want to ask the question of Bethesda didn't go and do this. They spent absolutely ages. This game, as I believe, was pushed back a little bit, but only a little bit, I believe. Are they going to do this to Starfield? Like Starfield has been pushed back like a fucking year.
They won't touch Starfield.
Are they? No, but are they going to launch Starfield with it's locked in performance mode only until?
I guess this is why they've been pushing it to make sure that it comes out perfect.
Yeah, you'd hope.
Redfall, I don't understand what's the big deal between the 30 and 60. It's like a half deflated ball. Is it like that? You started playing football with a half inflated ball, and then okay, we'll inflate it halfway through the game, full. Is it like that?
The only thing I say is I've been playing Resident Evil 4 remake on like at full scale quality mode. The Xbox Series X has never missed a beat with it. It's been fantastic. So when this got announced, every week, go away. So when this dropped and the information came out, and before I made the decision, like, am I happy with this or not? I then went and played the opening sequence in the village on the Series X, playing Resident Evil 4 remake, and I started because I think you've got to kill 16 villagers in that area before it'll progress on, and that's really smooth. It's really easy. The aiming's really smooth and stuff like that. They move quite well. I thought, right, okay, that's at 60 frames a second. So I locked it down to 30. It wasn't allowed to go any higher than 30 frames a second. That game became so janky and jumpy to play at 30 frames a second when you've been used to playing 60 frames a second. And that's for a shooter. This is a third-person shooter that isn't online, which, they are still saying it's still locked to online on day one of release. So you've got that bandwidth issue that you've got to struggle with as well. If it's not going to run very well on day one, and I'm excited for this game. I know Nick's kind of excited for it, even though it's on the border of being too jumpy for him. I'm just worried that it's going to come out and not perform as well as it did, and then people walk away from Bethesda with a bit of a bad taste, and then worrying for things like Starfield further on down the line.
Okay, so you're mainly worried for the future games, not specifically Redfall. You're just you think it'll give a black eye to Bethesda or whoever making the game. I see.
Yeah, and it's not like they can't make fast paced games. You go back and play 2016 Doom. You go back and play that game. That game is ridiculously fast paced. The same with Doom Eternal. Stupidly fast paced game. So it's not like they don't have the skills and the tools there to make games like that. And I'm assuming that Redfall's going to fall into the fast paced action like Doom because it's a first person shooter. You've got unworldly creatures moving around and teleporting left, right, and center. So I've got a feeling there's going to be a big Doom feel to how this plays. I don't understand why they're locking it. And the more I thought about it, the only reason I think they can be locking it is because of the online only aspect.
How long is it going to be? Did they mention that it was going to be
there's
temporary,
no date.
right? There's no date. Well, it could be 6 months, it could be a year. Maybe they're just trying to push it out now so people can play. At least people can play. I think that's what they want. They want people to play, and then they get feedback from that, and then it's like a beta, isn't it?
Yeah, and then this is the thing I was thinking, because it's releasing across both consoles, and we've talked about the X and the S and the issues between the two different consoles being sisters, that the S struggles with performance games.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's not available on the One?
It is
Xbox
like
One.
Well, not just the One, but even if it's if it's only on the S, and this was my conjecture as well, is it locked at 30 because this is a co-op game playing on multiple consoles, and they're not sure if the S is going to be able to pull 60. So, like, I mean, I've made my case. I don't care that it's not 60. I probably haven't played many games in 60 frame rates, to be honest, in 60 FPS. I don't know. I don't pay attention. But because it's a co-op game, does there need to be parity of 60 frame rates per second from all players? And if they can't at this moment do that, they'll have to lock it at 30, basically, for the lowest end console. And I wonder, I don't know, I'm not a developer, nobody said anything, and I don't think Microsoft would let Bethesda say a word if it was because of the S. They would not let them throw the S under the bus that way. But if that's the case, if that is it, then I don't say that. If that is I could see that being the issue, I guess is what I'm saying.
I see. It's only going to be for Xbox Series systems, and not the lower ones.
Right.
The one, okay. Because I was going to be surprised. I wouldn't have been surprised if they launched it first with 30 FPS, and it will be available for the Xbox One as well. But I see it's not, so I'm surprised too.
Yeah, and so I guess I will say, as I say that, there's games like Fortnite and that, which I would assume is running at 60 on a Xbox Series. I don't know this for sure, so I could do some research. But those games like Fortnite and Apex, there's got to be some consoles that are running it at 60, and some consoles that are running it less than 60. I would imagine, and they're able to do that.
And then this is then the whole Call of Duty Warzone 2 debate that people have, that a lot of people on Xbox and PlayStation will switch off crossplay because guys that are running 240 hertz TV, like proper gaming monitors with, machines that are available to run it at 240 hertz, they are getting more information delivered to them to make the judgment on where they're going to aim next, where they're going to duck next, and stuff like that. So
the speed that they get the information.
Yeah, the speed that they get the information is bigger because we can process information like that as humans ridiculously quick. So the quicker you can get that information into your face, the quicker you can make a decision on your output. So you have a performance basically it's a performance modification advantage. So when you go in PvP, it's a bit like Fortnite and things like that. Fall Guys is one. I cannot play Fall Guys on the Switch. If I play Fall Guys, I have to play it on the Series X, because if I play it on the Switch, it is really janky to play.
It is harder to play. I will get more crowns if I play Fall Guys
PC and
on
Xbox.
Xbox. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's just bizarre. It's like there'll be reasons. There'll be reasons behind it. We'll probably never know the reasons because Microsoft will protect its baby of the Series S. Because the reason why we have an S and X is because it's affordable. It makes people being able to play these big games like Redfall, Forza Motorsport, Minecraft Legends. It's going to be able to, people can get into that next gen console era for cheaper. That's the stepping stone for it. And they'll never let that go, because you look at the sales, in Europe, you look at the sales in the US, you look at the sales in Japan. The Xbox are just absolutely dominating it because they're affordable, they're available, they're easy to make, easy to dispatch. They're just there to get. So,
so it's like a new car with half of the amount of oil required. It's going to sputter.
Yeah, it's interesting. Now, I will say, I mean, the great frame rate debate is fun, and I'm fine with 30. And you might be right, Sean. I'd be interested if you streamed or like did some video of that Resident Evil, or the Resident Evil thing you were talking about, where it shows that. Because you're right, I may never know and never care, because I play so many games in 30 FPS that it may not make a difference. I will say the information they came out with that does frustrate me doesn't have to do with frame rate. It has to do with progression. And it's not really fair to totally put it on Redfall, because it's a co-op problem across most co-op progression games. And that is, if Sean and I play together and Sean hosts and we get halfway through the game on an all-nighter with Red Bull and pizza, when I load up my save the next day, I don't have anything. I am back at level 1 at the very beginning. I haven't done diddly. Man, if Redfall can solve that problem,
that would happen.
Yes. The progression is only for the host. Yeah, and
what's the point of playing then? You're just helping the host advance.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, and it's just so frustrating. I just it really kills me wanting to play with other people in this game, because why would I want? I'm gonna have to replay all that from the very beginning. I mean, I need some benefit from that. Make it easy. Let me keep my equipment that I gained, so that it'll be easier for me to get back to my spot or something. Like, do something for me for playing a level with a host.
At least in Animal Crossing, you're able to save what you're doing somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna say, and World War Z, that was a game that I used to play with a couple of guys. It was based on the film with Brad Pitt, and that was a little bit like Left 4 Dead meets Redfall meets Dead by Daylight, but the other one that we played during our Extra Life,
Back 4 Blood.
Yeah, that Back 4 Blood isn't locked to the host.
It's not. Through. I thought it was.
Okay. No, I thought it followed.
It may. Sure. I didn't play a ton of it, so I could be wrong. Well, then that's even worse. If there's other games that have really done that, then that's even worse for Redfall. Like, yeah, I don't know. It just kills me wanting to play with other people. That's the problem, and that's what that is really supposed to do. I mean, they've really pushed that it can be a single-player game and you can still have a great experience, but they've really pushed also that it's a co-op game and there's these 4 players and these 4 different types of players and you can all play together. And why? Like, why do that?
There isn't any games that do that? You can save your progress?
I can't. I'm sure there probably is. I didn't think Left 4 Dead did, or Back 4 Blood did that. Maybe it does. So I'm sure there probably is. But yeah,
I know.
That's my issue with this game.
I know World War Z definitely did it, because I'd never played it before, and I came on with those guys, and we went through like 6 different levels, and then like the next day I went back to it thinking, right, I'm going to go and try and catch up. I'm going to go back replay through these levels and like try and catch up. And then when I loaded it up, I was like, I could continue my story from like
that's fun.
Chapter 6. So
that's what you expect from a game that you're playing with other people. You want to continue. You don't want to start all over again, because then you're going to lose your momentum. You're going to lose you don't want to play anymore by yourself. You're going to, okay, these guys are playing again, because there's no point for you to continue. If somebody hosts, can you bring what your progress is to the host game?
I don't believe so. I think I don't know for sure, but how I read it is you're playing off of the host's file. You're playing where the host is at.
Okay.
That's how I read it.
Yeah. So, but we might get more details on that. I mean, that's they are working on making it so it's not always online, which means to me that they could possibly be working with shared progression.
I have a bone to pick with that. Always online games. You pay for a game, and then it's always online, and then you can't play it if you're offline. But you paid for it. But you can't play it unless you're online.
Yeah.
It really that burns me. It's fine for free games. I'm okay with that. Always on like what do you call those other games? All those other free to play games like I don't remember any names. I don't
like
play those
like
for years and
Fortnite
years.
and Fall Guys and all
Fortnite.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's free to play, but you don't pay.
Yeah. And I don't understand with this one why. And they did report that they're trying to take out the online, always online. Bethesda said they're trying to figure that out before launch, see if they can make that happen. But I don't understand it for this game because they, again, have really pushed that this can be co-op or single player. And so if it can be single player, then, I mean, it doesn't affect me because I'm going to be online. So I don't really, for me, I don't care, but I do get it, Bruce. I mean, I do get, for instances like with Marty, and I'm sure many other people who are in that instance where they don't have that ability, then let Marty say, hey, you boot up the game. Oh, there's no internet. Okay, you're playing single player. Congratulations. You're playing the campaign mode by yourself. Why can't they do that?
Oh, I have another question now regarding that. If it's always online, do you have to have Game Pass or Game with Gold to be live? Is that what that means as well? That you have to pay for the access as well?
No, you can. If you're an Xbox Silver member, which is just you don't have the online multiplayer kind of stuff, you can still play free to play games because it's not their server base that you're using. And you might not be able to have things like party chat though, unless you use the in-game party chat. And you like games like that need to have the handshake. They will allow you to play online and have that like be able to update stuff. So Forza Horizon, you can like all the driver avatars and stuff will still be there. You just can't play multiplayer with people. You can race against those ghosts, all those avatars, but you can't play like a live multiplayer together.
Okay.
So, but yeah, there's lots to come for it. I mean, what is it? It's May it comes out, isn't it? It's like around Tears of the Kingdom time. So
yeah, a couple weeks before it comes out, May 2nd.
There's plenty of time yet for them to try and. I say plenty of time yet. We're in
I was going to say there's not plenty of time. They
like
ain't recording this. But they'll figure it out. So it comes out May 2nd. You got to get it beat before Tears of the Kingdom. So on the 16th. So
doable.
I'm just trying to get through Hogwarts before all this stuff starts to drop. All right, that is it on the great frame rate debate. Sean, take the next one because I don't entirely know what it is. Can you do that for me?
So we as we know, Uncle Phil, the kind of guy that he is. He's posted a little video on YouTube of himself welcoming PC Game Pass to 40 new countries. So it's available all over the place. And Twitter went absolutely bonkers because they were like, he's still got that Project Keystone. It's still there on his desk, like on his shelf behind him. Yeah. This guy knows what he's doing. There's always little teasers that he does with this. I'm surprised people haven't broken down every single thing, including the photos of his family in the background and possibly what they might have been holding. But yeah, Twitter went absolutely nuts about it. They're also saying Alan Wake logos there and stuff like that. So it's Alan Wake 2 confirmed for Xbox Game Pass and stuff like that. So yeah, it was just something very quickly sticking there that this could have been pushed to a news bulletin rather than top stories, just because top stories grew arms and legs. So
there's like 5 people in a basement working on this Keystone project. That's what I think. And when they come out of the basement, they're going to have it finished, and Phil's going to be excited.
It's canceled like the pipeline.
Yeah. Discord improvements now live on Xbox, starting with insiders. So that's not Sean or I. So there you go. But there you go. Epic Fantasy Adventure Ravenlock launches on Xbox Game Pass this May. That's exciting. Was that an RPG game?
It's gonna. I think it's
That's exciting.
Like an open world action pack. Yeah, I think it's an open world style game, I believe. So, upon encountering a mystical mirror, Ravenlock is whisked away to a whimsical world played by the sinister darkness of the tyrannical queen. Destiny awaits all in an unforgivable and heartfelt adventure. Battle against fearsome beasts and formidable monsters using real-time combat. Wield your sword and shield and use magical creatures bestowed to you, along with an arsenal of bombs to vanquish foes in epic boss encounters. So it's a little bit of a Zelda-like game.
Yeah, we can add that in May to the actual Zelda game and all the other shit that's coming out in like the time frame of 30 days. So there you go.
It'll get buried.
Yeah. All right, so that is our news. That's our news.
That's our news bullets. The bit that is in there for the acquisition watch is just the group of gamers that we talked about that were trying to sue Xbox.
All right.
Were really, really annoyed that it took nearly 11 months for Xbox to kind of notice them, and then it was just thrown straight out of court. So they've appealed that decision. So it's now going back to court for it to be probably chucked out straight away again.
Wow, somebody's got extra money and they don't know what to do with it. They could have given it to me instead of paying lawyers to not do anything. There you go. Game Pass headlines out since the last episode. NHL 23. Bruce, does that make you happy at all? Are you an NHL fan?
It does. Yes.
Cool.
I used to play a lot of NHL games on the original Xbox, and I will give that a go.
Nice. Cool.
I would definitely will. It won't be my main game.
Yeah.
Because Jedi Survivor will be.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be on my on the list for sure.
Sure.
I'm gonna have to relearn how to play. Like I had to relearn how to play the baseball game recently, because I haven't played that baseball game since the first generation of PlayStation and Triple Play 99 in year 2000. So I had to relearn how to play. I'm gonna have to relearn how to play NHL 23, but I'm really excited to try it.
Cool. Very cool. Ghostwire Tokyo out a few days ago as well. I have put in a little bit of time. I will chat about it. And when I mean a little bit of time, I do mean a little bit of time. It was not much. But I'll chat about that.
Wear the brown pants.
Yeah, I'll chat about that and what I've been playing. Coming out next week. Super excited. Minecraft Legends, April 18th. Are you guys pumped for Minecraft Legends? Are you guys Minecrafter people?
Particularly? Sorry, Sean.
Yeah, I have touched on Minecraft before. I played a lot of it when Emily was very, very young. So when she was like a baby into a toddler, I used to put Emily to sleep on a night, and then I'd sit downstairs while Emily's mum was watching TV, and I'd play Minecraft at the back of the living room. Played it quite a bit at that point, and then I kind of fell off completely. I now don't understand the millions and millions of different menus there is if you want to try and play Minecraft. But the kids play it. I'm excited for this because it's a different take on the game. So
I'm not really into Minecraft itself, but I will try this one since it's going to be on Game Pass, and my kids are going to be playing that for sure. My son is a big Minecraft fan. He has Legos like galore of Minecraft all over his room, and there's no space in Minecraft in his room, but he definitely will be playing this because it's going to be on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm. I was really, speaking of kids and Minecraft and Game Pass, I was really hoping that the family plan would be in America by now, because that would be great for me and this game. Because Noah will love this game. There is no split screen, but we could have totally done if he had his own account, he could be on the cloud, and I could be on the on the S down here, and we could have played, and it would have been fun. So I was really hoping that would happen. So far, it has not. So we'll see.
I think it's coming out this winter for Christmas because you had all these, what's it, 40 countries that have a Game Pass PC.
Mm-hmm.
So there's so many people are going to be involved in Game Pass now. So now will be a great time to start getting the family plan available for everyone, all for them as well. I think this winter for Christmas is going to happen, and that that family plan will be available for everyone because now their market is huge.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I can see us getting news for this in the E3 that's not E3 now.
Ooh, that's true. In the X3.
I can see them talking about it for a holidays release.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I'd like it sooner than that, but if I can get a date for it, I'll at least be happy. At the moment, it's just like this murky thing that's out there that is never really coming.
Is it not a game that he'd like to pick up on the Switch? Could you not cross-play that way? Because it comes out on the Switch on the 18th as well.
Minecraft Legends.
But it's not free.
Well, no, it's £35. So it'd be around $50.
Is it only 35?
No, Nintendo Game Pass.
Hold on, I'm looking. Minecraft is cross-platform on.
Yeah, I did a quick look then.
Yes, it's cross-platform on everything.
So it's something to think about if he's interested.
Yes, cool. So yeah, it is true. So, but it'll be fun. I'll let him watch me and play some on the Xbox, and then if he does like it, I probably would pick it up for him. Maybe, I don't know. He's been in the doghouse a few times, so maybe not.
Well, this could be the
bribe
thing.
Him with
this
it.
Could be the the carrot in front of the donkey to be like, hey, look.
No.
Hey, thanks for calling my kid a donkey, Sean.
No. I reserved that one for
Jim,
the other guy there. For Jim.
No, we use. I'm currently using going to watch the Super Mario movie again as a behavioral way of controlling Logan's behavior. So
I like it. That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's not working.
I don't even know where I am right now. I
so
lost
Coffee
myself.
Talk 2.
Are you excited for that, Sean? You liked the first one, didn't you?
I did. It was an interesting game to play. It was a narrative style game to play. It'd be interesting to see what they've brought from the first one into the second one to make it different, or if it's just going to be a Slime Rancher 2 where it's exactly the same.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you need to drink coffee to play this game?
Yes. because it can
you need to stay awake?
Like all narrative games, it can get a little bit like I start to get tired. But and the lo-fi beats that are in the background can tend to be quite relaxing as well. So
that's called a coffee play game. A coffee play game is Pentiment. You need to literally just like IV yourself with coffee to play Pentiment. That I seriously believe that. And that game got like a 9 out of 10 by most reviewers. But I don't know how you did it. I fell asleep at 9 in the morning.
How do you sit down and play Coffee Talk? Do you sit at a monitor? Do you sit in front of the TV with a remote control? Do you lay down in bed with a laptop?
For me, I have a beanbag that I drag out the garage when I get to do some decent gaming time. So I drag the game bag out the garage, chuck it on the living room floor, and I kind of like curl up on that while I'm playing games. So.
I think when you're laying in bed playing, that's Pillow Talk too. But I don't know. I could be wrong. and that's as far as we'll go with that conversation.
Oh, jeez.
So that's all that's coming out. That's new games. We've talked about stuff leaving. There's nothing to... Oh, Rainbow Six Extraction, which we just chatted about. You have to get these games. If you're listening now, you have till tomorrow. If you're listening on the podcast, you already done missed it. But you got till tomorrow to get your discount.
Extraction. Is it the same price of getting the service, Ubisoft service?
It'd be cheaper to buy 2 months of Ubisoft Plus, I think. So
there you go.
And that's a big game. Rainbow Six Extraction is a big game. A lot of people still play that. It's still very much played by a big group of the FPS world.
Yeah. Life is Strange, Two Colors, also leaving. So, what's new with Games with Gold, Sean? Anything important?
Yeah, so Outer Space, the couch edition. I think I talked about this as it was coming. It's a little bit of one of those graphical physics, gravity style physics games. That's the first one. Peaky Blinders Mastermind, which I have absolutely no idea. I didn't realize they actually made a Peaky Blinders game. Never mind.
I did not either.
The TV series. So Peaky Blinders Mastermind arrives and available to claim on April 16th. Outer Space Couch Edition is there now. And Lamentum, you've got until tomorrow to claim. So if you're listening to this in the podcast, unfortunately, you missed it. I haven't yet played it. I'm looking forward to getting some downtime where there isn't an absolute backlog of games for me to play. So,
Do you guys know anybody who just subscribes to that service?
I used to,
Gold?
but now because of Game Pass, I might get my games with Gold.
I mean, now, like with between Game Pass, having Game Pass Ultimate and games with Gold, is it worth having games with Gold nowadays?
No, I think. Well, you can see this that PlayStation have got rid of it, haven't they?
I can't answer that.
Yeah, we talked about it last week that the PSN Plus collection that they had, they've kind of been like, well, we've already got this amount of games available to download and stream and do this, that, and the other. So what's the point of us having these monthly games that we can add? And so they stopped that service quite quickly. Don't understand why Xbox are doing it, but these games are ones that once you've claimed them, you own them forever. So you can never lose. You never lose the right to the game unless obviously they shut the Microsoft Store down and Xbox disbanded itself forever.
I mean,
and that's just like a few dollars less than Game Pass Ultimate too.
Yeah, so, you get that with, I think, with the $7.99 a month that you'd pay, or if you pay yearly for it, which I think it's like £45 a year now, you'll get free games every month.
Stadia had that as well, and I was claiming everything, but I never played them.
Yeah, I've got a lot of these games that like I've claimed and then never played, but then I've always wanted to play. The kind of games that I wish I'd have bought to try, but never was 100% certain that I'd enjoy them. So when they came available for free, I kind of picked them up. There was Super Meat Boy was one of them that I played once upon a time. Portal 2 was on there. I picked that up when that was there because I really enjoyed that game. And when the Portal multi-pack game came for the Switch, I was on the fence about buying it because I enjoyed it that much, because I already had Portal on the Xbox. But to buy Portal 2 was like £34. So, but then it became available for free. So I pulled the trigger on that one.
And I forget to download so many of these, or claim them, or whatever you want to call it. You don't have to download them, but claim them. So many times I'm like, oh, that looks like a really good one. I'd love to claim that. And then Sean's like, and it's gone. And I'm like, oh crap, missed it. My bad. Like, I'm here talking about them every freaking week, and I'm like,
you need to listen to your own show.
I know. No, I missed that one. Bummer. Yeah. So there you go. So that's with our Games with Gold. That's our Game Pass headlines. Top stories is done. On to Xbox Spotlight. What we've been playing. Mr. Bruce, you are our guest, so why don't you start us off with what you, sir, have been playing lately?
On Xbox?
It doesn't matter. No, we talk about it all. We don't care. We're an Xbox show. We break the rules here. I haven't
touched the Nintendo Switch in months. I think I turned it on the only time I play Nintendo Switch nowadays is Mario Kart with the family. And that we play at least maybe once a weekend, once or twice a weekend, and that will last like for a few hours because I purchased the battle pass, the racetracks.
Sure, yeah.
And so it's the only game that actually gets the four of us, my wife and I and our two kids, to play together. It's the only game that brings us together, really.
Sure.
That we're all interested. And so I went ahead and bought that, and we do play it often to try to get the new tracks and to do the best time and all. But besides that, I don't touch the Nintendo Switch. I might when Tears of
You're the
Tears of the
Triforce
Kingdom
man.
comes
You
out.
have to play Tears of the Kingdom.
Well, Jedi Fallen Order will be taking my time, depending, not Fallen Order, I'm sorry, Survivor
Yeah.
will be
Survivor,
taking
'cause-
most of my time. So I won't be purchasing it day one unless the kids are saving up enough money to pay for it. I'm not going to pay for it right away. I'm going to
Sure.
wait a little bit and have fun on the Xbox. And
I don't
on the
blame you.
Xbox, I'm looking back here at the recent games that I've been playing because there's a few. It's Game Pass, right? You just touch this and touch that.
Hey, yeah.
it's
That's
the
true.
it's the grand buffet of gaming.
Yeah, but I continue the games. I don't just play for 5 minutes like Mr. Masson does. Um,
I love it. Bruce
Okay,
just calls out Justin.
I'm reading my jump back in. It's Battlefront 2. I've been playing that a lot and trying to get through. I actually recently got through a TIE fighter section. That's another. I'm not used to playing first person, and there's a lot of first person in that game, and it's difficult for me. I'm just starting to get used to that, and there's just one moment that I'm used to watching it third person, and now I'm in first person, and I don't know where everybody is, and I keep getting hit, and I'm trying to shoot somebody, or I'm flying in a ship, and I'm trying to shoot something, but I don't know where anything is. I get lost so fast, but I'm having a lot of fun. Lots of fun with that. I've been playing. What's this one called? Need for Speed Hot Pursuit.
Hmm.
That I've been playing a lot against my father online. Well, not.
Nice.
I've been having issues to play online at the same time, but to one up each other.
Oh, okay. All right.
I played the show 23 for a while, and I dropped out of that because that's a game that you have to get into. If you want to play, you're going to play a whole season,
Yeah.
and I can't afford that time now. But it was
Sure.
great to try it finally.
How
I
long did
tried
a game take in that? Sorry, I didn't mean to.
You could play a baseball game. You can play every single game of the season one by one of your favorite team. So it's the whole baseball season.
Well, but I mean, like, if you did a 9-inning game, how long was it? 9-inning games?
Okay. Yes, they're 9 inning. Well, the regular games are
Okay,
9
I didn't
innings.
know. I didn't know. But like in NFL, in Madden, you can like a lot of them are like they're not 15-minute quarters. They're less than that.
Oh
so.
no, they go faster than that. There's no advertisements in between. There's no breaks. So
Yeah.
you swing, you miss. You swing, you hit. It's nonstop.
Okay, so you could get through 9 innings pretty quick then.
Oh yes.
Okay.
And you can also choose a mode that you can. This is all new to me. That you can like start in middle of a game. You can go like through a fast season that you choose your team, and then you start your first game. You play all of a sudden, I was in the third inning. It's like, what? Okay. So I'm at bat. It's the third inning. The score is 0-0. So I hit a home run. Just go figure. And then the next game, you start in the sixth inning. You're pitching.
Huh.
It's fun. I like that. Instead of like the dredge of going through every single game of the whole season, it's like a fast play. You're going through it fast. I tried last year the demo for the show 22 on Nintendo Switch, and
yeah,
I understood it was a demo, but no, I wouldn't even attempt to play that a full game on that. And it wasn't even full game on Nintendo Switch. It was decreased. There's a lot of aspects missing. If I continue here, I'll just tell you that there's nothing else because everything that is there is just me trying to get achievements, like opening the file just to get the. It's not achievements; it's just the game points or whatever the the monthly and weeklies
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah.
yeah,
The
for
reward points.
the reward scheme.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, open a new game like once a week or once a month or something like that. I just I found a way around that to get the PC points every day, is to I just turn on a computer and solitaire is ready, and I turn off the computer and I get my 50 points daily.
Nice.
Look at that. Look.
Solitaire is downloaded, so I just open up the laptop,
That's fantastic.
turn off the laptop, and then there's my 50 points.
That's fantastic. I love it.
So what? Very, very quickly, what people might have heard in there is they heard the pop the achievement sound. Just want to say a massive thank you to Tim for subscribing again for the 8th month. So thank you very much, dude.
Fantastic, sir.
Yay.
All right. So any other games for you, man?
Then I'm playing currently. No.
Okay.
I'm just anticipating I'm trying to finish Star Wars Battlefront 2, the story, and then jump into Rogue Squadron story, and then I won't have time, and then go to Jedi Fallen Order. I've never played it on the Xbox Series yet, and I think I'm just going to skip Rogue Squadron and take a look of Jedi Fallen Order, because I can always come back to Rogue Squadron, Jedi Fallen Order, to get back into the mechanics of playing that game so I can be ready for the new one.
Sure. Well, we might have to have you back on. You might be our you can tell us all about Jedi Survivor when it comes out. Tell us what you think.
Well, I'm going to claim my points one day.
There you go.
From
I say you've hit 10. You hit 10K.
Yeah.
I've seen that in the chat. So well done.
Nice. All right, well, man, that's awesome. I have played 3 games. I am still playing Flat Heroes with Noah. That's the game with the little squares. I will say, I talked about that game being cute and easy and fun. We have like 4 levels left out of like 150. That game is not cute and easy and fun anymore. It's freaking chaotic and crazy, and I can barely stay alive for 3 seconds. But we got these 4 left, and we are gonna sludge our way through it. Hogwarts, guys, I'm on a tear. I have blinded myself to all things on the map. I'm quests only. I've told Sean I have finished as many quests in the last 2 days as I have in that entire game. And I am going to finish this game before Friday next week, so that I will be prepared to start Advanced Wars, which I just got an email today from Nintendo that said, thanks for we claimed your voucher that you pre-ordered. And so I got that one, and am very excited for that. Also, I tried Ghostwire Tokyo. Now listen, I only tried like 45 minutes of it. I do not think it's a game for me. At first I thought maybe it was, but I walked into this hospital part. This isn't a spoiler. Like I said, it happened in the first 45 minutes. To find my sister, there was a lot of jump scares. There was a lot. It was pretty creepy in points, and it passed my creep meter, and so I think I'm going to bow out of that pretty early. I don't really have the time to put too much into it anyways. But first person, you're controlled by this guy. I don't know who it is just yet. You don't know who it is when you first start. You kind of have to follow what he wants you to do. He like literally has taken over parts of your body. You have this mechanic. It's really funny. It's like a finger gun. He holds like his pointer and his middle finger up, both fingers at the same time, and he shoots with them. Shoots like
Really?
little beams out of his finger. So it's like your own little finger gun. It's kind of
That's
fun.
like a psycho in the street just pointing at everybody.
Yeah. The fighting mechanics were, I mean, again, not in very far, right? But they were pretty easy to pick up with in the beginning, and they seemed pretty spot on, and so yeah. I certainly wouldn't say I wasn't enjoying it. I probably would have continued it if it would have been more my style. So for me, that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
I have a quick question about
Hogwarts.
Sure. Do you guys think it'll ever be on Game Pass, or it'll be like a year or 2 after? It hasn't come out to Nintendo yet, so it should be soon to Nintendo, and then maybe later on to Game Pass.
I could see it after Nintendo. They're going to want the Nintendo crowd first. And then after that, once they've soaked the Nintendo crowd for whatever they can get out of that, then...
It's not going to be that many.
Probably not, because I mean, that game is. I mean, listen. I don't care about the frames and the ray tracing and all that stuff, but I don't know. The game's huge, and it's going to be so slow. I would think on the Switch. I mean, unless it's streaming, but I don't think it's supposed to be.
There's a
I don't
physical
know.
version coming, isn't
Oh,
it?
I thought there was, yeah, and I just
Yeah.
don't see how this is happening. I mean, I don't know.
No, I feel bad for everyone.
Yeah, I don't know, Sean. What you had a take? What was yours?
I can see I can see it coming, but not for a while yet. I
Mhm.
think they, like you said, they need to kind of be inclusive of everybody in the gaming world. Which
When they start
is
dropping a bit in sales,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then people start forgetting about it, and then Game
Mhm.
Pass will revive it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I could totally see that. I am really interested to see what this game looks like when it hits the Switch, or if it even does. But they say it's coming. So
Yeah.
Maybe
So
the
I
second one
love
that's
it.
coming.
yeah, maybe they'll push it until it gets to the Switch too, in 2024.
That would be safe.
Yeah, I could. I mean, I could. I wouldn't. I mean, I kind of said that jokingly, but I could see it happening. To be honest.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You
Very
said-
quickly before I talk about what I've been playing, thanks Tim. He not
Yeah.
only opened up his subscription, but popped 5 more for other people. So thank you
Are
very
you
much.
serious? We apparently don't have
Yeah,
that set up right. It was a little gift box. I had no idea what it was. So I was like, I don't know what to do with that. So, wow, man, thank you so much, Mr. Tim.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people.
Jeez, all
Yeah,
right,
6
pal.
currently up to 8 subscribers, which is very, very nice. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So what have I been playing? We'll start with Resident Evil 4. I rolled the credits on it. I thought I'd got to a point in the game where I was coming up to a boss battle, and I kind of put the game down for a second because I knew I had work and stuff, and we were busy all weekend, and we were at the theme park and stuff. So I kind of put the game down, and then I had 45 minutes. Like, I'll do that boss battle, and then like see what I'm gonna do after that. It was the final boss. So I finished the boss battle, and I was like, I've rolled credits. Holy crap!
I don't know
There's
what
another one.
I don't know what that. So tell me what it is. I have a purple box. We got to fix this, Sean.
Purple box. So that's Zarina is now. So
Thank you so
Tim
much,
gave
guys.
a sub to Zarina. Zarina is one of the people that I brought over, delivered to Montreal a Triforce.
Oh,
so she's the holder of the Triforce. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, a medium one, like
Nice.
like Nick.
Very nice. So yeah, so I've rolled credits on that. In between, kind of like killing time kind of stuff, I've dropped back into Session Skate Sim. That's good. That's turned now into my new Skate 3. So I kind of like turn it on half an hour, do a couple of challenges, find a little spot, try and do a couple of things on there that I want to do, and then I'll turn it back off again. It's just one of those things that I will continuously drop in and out of. And then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I have hit that hard. I have unlocked the golden wheels, which to do so you have to beat the ghost of each Nintendo employee on each track, just the standard ones, not the deluxe ones that have come out. Some of them were hard, so yeah.
What does the golden wheels do?
They aren't the fastest. The Azure roller and the rollers are still the fastest wheels, but they do have some benefits, but mainly just aesthetics.
What about traction?
Not great off road, okay on road. So for shortcuts, they're not good. But while you're on road, they handle the turning angle while drifting is a lot smaller. So
I love that about that game, that you have wheels for specific. There's so many combinations.
Yep.
Even the weight of the character will change things. I love that about that game.
I think the current meta for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the Waluigi Wiggler with the rollers and the Cloud Glider. That is apparently the fastest combination you can get to cover how quickly you can generate mini boosts, how long they last, how well it handles on off-road sections for things like shortcuts and stuff. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever want to have a go against my ghost, every single track now has a ghost set by me.
Nice.
So,
The ghost of Sean.
The
goes
ghost.
to me. And then I went on and I beat every 200cc. You have to get a gold cup or come first in each of the Grand Prix at 200cc to unlock Golden Mario, which I've now done, which also got me to see the credits for that game. It's been out 5 years, and that's the only way to see credits is once you've gold and trophied everything.
Mm-hmm. I've done that.
So really, the gold stuff isn't the best. It's just the show off stuff. Is that what it really is? Last year's people.
Yeah.
Look what I did, sucker. I like it. No, that's fair. I like that kind of stuff.
I have a quick question regarding that. You mentioned the credits after the game. Have you guys ever seen extra content after the credits, like a extra bonus of a video in a video game? We get that a lot in movies. But what about in a video game? That's not DLC.
I believe Doom Eternal had it, and that's when they introduced the idea that there was going to be a DLC. And the DLC is called Something of the Gods. I think they had a little bit of something there.
Was it playable? That's what I mean.
No, it was just like an extra video at the end. That kind
okay.
of like a sizzle reel.
I mean playable.
Yeah, I know. So I know Dragon Quest has it, and I don't know that because I play it. I know that because I have listened to Jesse talk about it on the dads long enough that, or enough times when he was playing through all of them. It was Dragon Quest 11, I think he said, where like if you and also John and Drew were playing it as well, and they said the same thing, where you can roll credits in that game, but there's still like 30 hours of stuff to do afterwards. So I can't think of it very often, except for the instances like, and it's not really the same thing, where like in an open world game where you can roll credits and there's still stuff you can do, but that stuff you could have done before the credits as well. It's just like side missions and something. So that I don't think that's really what you're talking about.
Smash Bros has it, doesn't it? That turns into a mini game, but that's during the credits.
Oh, so you can play it during the credits.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you just move the guys around.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. Do you mean play while the credits are rolling? Is that what you meant? I may not have understood your question.
No, like let's say you're watching a movie and all of a sudden you have a bonus during the credits or after the credits. You have like extra content you're watching. Is there such thing as extra content that's playable after credits, like a secret song on a CD?
Oh,
when you let it play.
Okay, now I understand. I have never had that happen, and I don't know why I do this. And my son hates it. I always play credits to the end. On not on movies, but well, on movies too, especially like the Mario movie.
Now it's a habit.
But with games, I don't know why. I'm just like, I finished this. It usually has taken you a long time. I'm gonna see this to the end. Like I'm gonna watch these all the way to the end. I don't know why I feel that way, but I do.
No, I've never.
That's a free idea, Xbox. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. It wouldn't shock me if the next Marvel game now came out with that.
Mm-hmm. There you go, eh?
Was it the Mario U where it was the 2D Mario game where there's all four of you could play on the screen. Mario Deluxe might be another name for it. Where you could play while the credits were going. Do you remember that? You could all hop around and like get.
If you get the pacifist ending on Undertale, you can move the tiny little soul around. Rayman Legends, I believe, has it. That while the credits are going, you can kind of bounce and run up and down the names as they're going across and things like that.
Yeah. Huh.
So there's lots of in-credit stuff, but I can't think of anything that's like the credits ends and then you kind of get a 5-minute gameplay of you being able to do something else.
Yeah, now there's Donkey Kong. the original Donkey Kong, which only is half true. If you remember, you would beat the first roll, Donkey Kong Country. I'm talking about. You would go through the first bit of the boss, and you'd be like, and if you think you're done, with, why can't I think of the alligator's name? King K. Rool. You'd beat him, and it would start rolling the credits, and it would only get through like the executive producer or something like that, and then he would like wake back up and he'd start fighting again. So if you
Oh, that's fun.
so if you weren't ready, you'd have your controller down and be like, yeah, I did it, and then all of a sudden it fades away and he like comes back to life. You have to pick up your
That's
controller real
awesome.
quick. So yeah. But yeah, that's
Acid TK in the chat asks, is an open world game that allows you to play again after the credits, does that count? So
yeah, and
Breath
that's
of the
like the
Wild
Dragon
doesn't-
Quest.
Breath of the Wild doesn't do that.
No, you have to restart with Breath of the Wild. Just go back to before you finish.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
But I would say no. That wouldn't. That wouldn't be.
Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 6, and Resident Evil 4 Remake allow you to continue your save file once you've rolled credits, and all the weapons, experience, points, and etc. Everything you get to take back into the game, all your weapons that you've like maxed out and stuff like that. You can then start the next game with those weapons.
So like a new game
What
plus
about
type thing.
Yeah,
Animal
new game
Crossing.
plus.
You roll the credits, but you still play. But it's not.
Yes. How did I not remember that? Yeah, that's totally true. If only, that was like 2,000 hours ago in that game when I rolled credits.
You weren't really paying attention.
Oh man. Anyways, blast from the past. Yeah, that's an interesting question. Anything else, guys, before we move on to party chat?
No, I'm hoping to try and get some Ghostwire Tokyo played, because when you described it, I kind of thought this might be interesting for me. So
yeah, can I tell you? So real quick, and then I promise I'll be done. I have only played a hot second of BioShock, like not enough to really know anything about it, but it kind of had that feel, like even down to like he's got his hand and he's just kind of it had a feel of that to me. But again, have not played near enough of that game to really know if they're at all equatable. You'll have to tell me when you fire it up. All right, on to party chat. Party chat this week, also known as the Bruce segment. So we are going to ask you the questions we have, and then I am interested in hearing the story of the Triforce. Not the lore of the. We'll get there. Tim asks, is Bruce a metal bender from the Earth Kingdom? Bruce, are you a metal bender from the Earth Kingdom?
I had no idea what that was because I'd never seen Avatar. I had to look it up. I read the question in Discord. I had to look it up because I wouldn't have been able to answer. So I looked it up, and no, it seems that character from Avatar is blind, and I am not blind. But you can get blind from watching the weld, and then when the weld is hot, you can bend it. Maybe, but no, I am not from the Earth Kingdom. I am from Earth.
Okay. All right. There we go. Question answered. Now that Bruce, also from Tim, now that Bruce has had some time with the Xbox, how does he like having two systems to play games on?
I enjoyed it a lot for the fact that I can play Mario Kart with my family on a Nintendo Switch. But that's besides that, I don't touch the Nintendo Switch like I said previously in the episode here. I'm mainly Xbox now, and once in a while I will launch a game on what do you call that? On my phone with Game Pass.
The xCloud. xCloud, yeah.
Yeah. Once in a while I'll play there. I've actually noticed that I like playing. What's that game called? I'm sorry. There's a game Among Us. I'll play Among Us on xCloud, on the cloud on my phone before I will grab the app the game
wow.
that I already have in my iPhone, just so I can get those
Yeah,
those
the reward
achievements.
points. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I love it. That's really smart.
But to answer the question, I like having both. I don't foresee myself getting the Nintendo Switch 2 because
Oh, wow. Okay.
unless it 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 goes up there, like I'll be able to play, let's say, um, any Star Wars games that are out
Mm-hmm.
now, mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll think about it.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. Unless
But
it
besides
opens up
that,
a new.
I'm enjoying the Xbox a lot.
Nice. That's awesome. Sean, you want to take Solo's question?
Yeah, so Solo Something has asked some questions, and I think these are very much targeted at your been a big fan of Star Wars. Have you read the book that bridges Fallen Order to Survivor?
No, I have not because it came out March 3rd, and I have not had time to actually look at it. I actually forgot that it existed, and I started looking at the reviews, and the reviews are poor for that as a story because people are expecting it to link the last game, the Fallen Jedi Fallen Order, to the new game, but it doesn't seem to link properly. But
Hmm.
it's a book. I'm sure that the writer was not completely 100% in the loop what the game was going to be, so they don't spoil too much in the book. But no, I have not got to read it, but I will eventually get the audiobook before the from Audible before the game comes out, so I can actually correlate them both together. Like it's like a series now. Eventually, it'll turn up to be a TV show or linked to one of the shows that they're on now.
That's so true.
Yeah. So that answers the second part of his question because it kind of came as a four-part question. This, if you could give us a bit of a hot take on it as a fan of the series, but if you haven't yet got to the book, then you can obviously give an honest review. What Xbox game was the first you wanted to jump into on day one?
Game Pass is like Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about Star Wars again. It was Star Wars. I wanted to go through them to experience them. Like Battlefront 1, Battlefront 2. Battlefront 1, I think it was the first one that I downloaded. I wanted to give that a shot. It doesn't have a story mode, but I started to play around. And then I deleted it because it's basic. I wanted the story. That's what I wanted, is the story. So I went to Battlefront 2. But after Battlefront 1, I downloaded Hot Pursuit from Need for Speed because I have that on the Nintendo Switch. I had bought that a few years ago and I had a lot of fun. So I tried it on Xbox Game Pass. I downloaded it, but I didn't buy it because it's on Game Pass. And I had more fun on that one because of the quality was a bit better. But that's pretty much it. The first ones was going to be Star Wars and that racing game.
Now you've talked about Need for Speed. Sorry, before you move on, you talked about Need for Speed twice. Have you tried the Forza Horizon 5? Are you?
I did. Before I had the Xbox, I had plugged in. I had tried a free was $1 Game Pass for PC on my wife's laptop, and I plugged in the laptop to the television and use what did I use? A controller. I don't know. I used another controller than
Sure.
Xbox. Before I had an Xbox controller,
Mhm.
anyhow, and it was fun. I actually
Yeah.
tried the Forza going around the one that you go all around in Mexico.
Oh yeah.
So
Horizon.
that's 5.
Yeah, I wanted to try it out because my wife is from Mexico and wanted to see what it would
Oh,
look
awesome.
like because I've been there a few times, and it doesn't look like what I saw.
Which is really surprising because they kind of boasted, didn't they? Well,
Yeah,
when
they did.
like when they announced the game that like the guys that went out to take photos of the scenery and the area and like the landscape.
Yes, they did, but that's all the places that the people go to. It wasn't like the scenic areas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, Forza Horizon 4 was all supposed to be based in Britain, and the only way you could tell it was based in Britain was there was dry stone walls everywhere. So
And they were wet.
I was that's
yeah,
what I thought Sean was gonna say, was that it rained. I really thought that's what
Well,
Sean was gonna say.
yeah, dry stone walls and John's Weather Rock everywhere. That's
But
about it.
I will try. I will try it again, but on the Xbox Series S, because it's going to be probably a better experience too.
Yeah, if you want the arcade style, the Hot Wheels update on Forza Horizon 5 is so much fun for arcade style racing. So
Is
I
that
enjoyed
included
quite
in
a lot.
Game Pass?
It is, yes.
Okay.
As is the rally.
Is it? Is it, or do we have it because we bought it stupidly
Yeah,
early
it's
and
not
paid too
included.
much money?
Yeah, we
When you get the
paid.
Game Pass, you just get the game. You have to
Yeah,
get the
yeah, we
extras.
prepaid. Sean and I wanted to play it for Extra Life, and it came out a hot second too early. So then we paid a ridiculous amount of money so that we could play it in Extra Life. And then we found out that the multiplayer wasn't in the early release of it. So, or we
No, it
hadn't
was.
made it
just
far enough.
You had to play. Yeah, we hadn't
Yeah.
made it far enough. Or
Yeah,
had enough
that's what
time
it
to
was.
make it
Yeah.
far enough. So,
Yeah, so that's how we ended up with it. Yeah.
yeah. But just trying to think what was
Best
all the Dirt
$40 I
series.
shouldn't have ever spent.
Yeah, Dirt 5 is a good arcade racer as well. So that's good fun. He's the last part of his question is, what is growing to be your favorite franchise of the Xbox?
Okay, franchise that belongs to Xbox or franchise in general? That's why it's a mix.
Yeah,
But I'm going to go first with Star Wars again, because I love Star Wars, and Solo Something knows that. So that's why these questions are all there.
Yeah.
I love it. I
Besides
love
that,
Bruce
as
that
an
you.
Xbox, as an Xbox, I'm looking forward to try Starfield, but I don't know any like Xbox exclusives really. I've never played really an Xbox exclusive game yet.
Sure.
Gears of War is probably the only one available to our Halo. They're the two that are available that are. I'd say if when you mention Xbox, somebody automatically goes, "Oh yeah, Gears of War, oh Master Chief." So, but yeah,
There's so many games that I have to go try.
I feel you there, man. I mean, when I bought mine, I was the same way. I was all over the place, and I was just like, it's just so much that opens up to you when you first buy it. So, for sure. We did get another question in chat from Acid TK3. He says, good to know Bruce is a Star Wars fan. I have a question. Favorite mainline 1 through 9 and favorite side story, which I hope you like Rogue One. That's what he says on there. So
Rogue One was awesome. I really love that one. Good to know. I don't understand the question. Favorite mainline one? Okay, which one? Which movie?
Yeah. I think he's talking movies now.
The one that stands out to me would be. It's hard to say. They all stand out. I can't answer that. I really can't, because they're all great.
Sure. Well, when you're a fan of the series,
even episode 1
franchise,
is good too.
Yeah.
Episode's the one where it introduces Anakin, isn't it? That's
that's
first.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So that to me is the one that stands out the most. One, because it was the first film after the original 3, which obviously was a huge step in that world. And this is coming from somebody that isn't a big Star Wars fan, because I by means of nothing I am. It's a little bit too sci-fi.
Sorry, go ahead.
And it's a little bit too sci-fi for me. But that one stands out for me because the pod racing part of that film is something that I'd never seen before. And being a bit of a racing fan, and then when I went over to America around the time that season 1, episode 1, came out, there was a game in an arcade that I played where you got to sit in Anakin's pod racer. It had the twin engines in front of you, and they just bobbled up every now and then. But the way you controlled it was how he did, and my parents couldn't get me out of that thing. But I was really, really drawn to the pod racing side of Star Wars, and I was always upset that the kind of that disappeared very quickly after episode 1. So I was like, but if they'd have carried that on, so yeah, episode 1 is the one that stands out for me as a very small Star Wars fan.
That game is not on
No,
what
it's
do you
not.
call
I've
that?
looked.
On Game Pass. It's not there.
It
But
was just
the
redone,
game is
right?
available to purchase.
Yeah, and it was just redone, right? Wasn't it? Like a couple
Yeah.
of years ago or something like
Yeah, I refuse to buy it on Nintendo.
that.
If I'm going to go Star Wars, I'm going to go strong.
There you go. I like it. Acid TK says that was the right answer. So you've passed the test.
Brilliant.
All right, those are all of our questions. Now, listen, I want to know the story. Like, where did this Triforce thing start from? When you were like, I'm gonna weld myself a Triforce. Like take us back to the beginning. What made you start doing these Triforces?
At work one day, I was fiddling around many years ago in a different job site that I am working now. I was fiddling around with odds and ends of scraps.
Sure.
What can I do with this? And do like an art piece. Okay, this looks cool. This looks cool. I'll toss it now back into the recycling. But then I saw a bunch of little pieces that were all triangles. I thought, I was in the middle of playing Breath of the Wild during that time.
Okay.
So because that's when I mentioned that it's great to play at home and at work. That's what I was doing. I would have the map from the big book set out onto the metal table that I was working on, and then I would be playing with the map. But that's where my inspiration came from, looking at scrap material that was cut off from, let's say, a long metallic bar.
Sure.
And then I saw that in a scrap bin. Oh, look at that. There's a bunch of triangles. What if I weld them together to make a Triforce to see what happens? And I did. So I ended up buying a can of gold paint, a gold yellow paint. And I did that. I thought, it's cool. So I kept it. And then I found some more and then actually started to cut little pieces myself. Like I saw there would be a bar of 1 inch metal by, let's say, half an inch thick. And so I would cut them into triangles with the saw during my lunchtime just for fun. And then I would put them together and then spray paint them and then have them around. So that's how that started. It was just on a whim like that, artistically. And then I recently I changed jobs. Well, a couple of years ago, I changed jobs, and there was nicer material that was in the scrap bin, like big pieces of aluminum. And so I thought, I'll put these ones together. So I cut them out into the triangles that I thought would be perfect size. So I did that with a huge saw, and I welded it together. Then it was nice. So I had it at home. Then the Nintendo dads decided to have, decided they were going to have their second or third year of
Extra Life.
What's that called? Extra Life. So I offered it to them. Say, hey, do you want this to give away as a prize? And they said yes. They jumped on it, and then I continued making another year, and last year. But that one was not embossed, but I had it engraved by a machinist in the shop. So it was professionally machined by a huge $500,000 machine. And then I welded it together, and then I offered it to them as well. And then Tim from the Nintendo dad said, he would buy them if they were available. And I thought, how could I do that? So one day I was walking around and I saw all these 10 feet long bars that were rusting, 10 feet, 5-inch wide, half-inch thick, the material that you have at home. And I thought, what if no one's using that? And I want to know how much they would sell it to me. So I asked for the 10 foot, how much they would charge me, and it gave me a price. I said, okay. So that 10 foot, I ended up cutting 45 degrees all the way, had to cut one side, flip it, and then the other side would be equal, and flip it every single time to make a perfect triangle. It was a long process.
I bet.
So So I looked at all these. Oh, I have all these, and then I made a count, see how much I could sell. Could I sell it? I don't know. So I posted the picture onto Discord for the Nintendo Dads, and then there we go. That's how that started.
That's
Oh, and
fantastic.
how many have you made at the present moment? Because I think Tim's got, which number have you got? Nick, you were at number.
Oh, I think I'm number one. I believe of the sold ones. I believe so. I'm
No,
no my number.
um, you have a medium run, right? So
Yeah,
that would be
medium one.
number
Yeah,
two. I'm not sure.
maybe
I
it's
would have
number
to look
two.
at my list, but today I delivered number three large, and no, number four was one, two, three, four. I have four large and four medium. So that's eight.
Nice.
That's it. No, they. I mean, they look. And what material are they? Just because they're
It's cold rolled steel. It's
so.
steel.
Yeah, I was going to say when you started talking about like aluminium to try and get the faultless weld on aluminium is like an absolute nod to your skill as a welder because
Yeah, the
that
first
material
two
is very
were
difficult.
aluminum. The first one was almost an inch thick. There's pictures on my Discord, and there's images there in a glass case. That one was an inch, I think, an inch thick. But anyways, it's close to an inch thick and very large. And then the second one was thinner, but more delicate. And it ended up breaking in the process of delivery. As somebody must have thrown it around. It broke into three pieces. I feel bad for that guy, but he ended up putting it into building a wooden frame. He put it in. You probably could find that in the pictures in my Discord. But the aluminum, yes, it is difficult to weld.
Yeah, I say the industry that I work in, I understand the different materials for welding. I've done some welding in the past, welding bits of cars back together when I smashed them to bits rallying. But
Mhm.
so yeah, but yeah,
But
they
the
are good. They
process I
are
use
great
for
for.
the welding is a different one that you're thinking about the cars. It's TIG welding. It is mainly tungsten. When you have a small torch in a rod
Yep.
that you keep feeding in, that type of welding. And that's the one that I typically weld the Triforces with as a delicate, I do it delicately, forge them.
Well,
Forge
that's
them
yeah.
to
I mean, the picture that you've got in your Discord of you working on them and stuff like that. It's just you can see how meticulous you are with making them, and it shows in the end product because they look fantastic. So
they are
Thank you.
fantastic. They are.
I
I
haven't
completely
made
enjoy
any
mine.
small ones yet because I don't see. Uh, I'm only offering medium and large because I realize that by making the medium ones, I'm cutting the large one. So I'm making two triangles out of the one triangle. It's actually double work.
Hmm.
So if
Gotcha.
I'm going to be making a small one, I'm going to be cutting that one piece three times. And so the price will be high.
It'll cost you more for a small than it would for. I get it. Yeah, I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. Mm-hmm.
So that's
brilliant.
that. And I offered, I'm going to be making a special aluminum Triforce for their Nintendo Dad's giveaway for Extra Life again. I offered them another one. I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be the same shape, I think, from the last one, but I don't know if it's going to be engraved. And I'm going to do a personal giveaway because I've joined the Nintendo
Sure.
Dad's
Mm-hmm.
Extra Life campaign,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to be doing some of the I don't know, play a few hours and try to raise some money. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be doing a giveaway as well, a large Triforce. I'm going to save one for myself.
Fantastic.
And I'm doing another giveaway with someone else, another streamer. He's going to be streaming. Uh, it's John Scar from the Scar Me.
Okay.
He's going to be doing, he hasn't announced it yet, but I have permission to tell it to everybody that he's going to be streaming the new Zelda game when it comes out, after it comes out. And he's going to be, uh, we'll be giving that away during one of his streams.
Awesome. Awesome. Tim just says that you have a mini that's going with the Tears of the Kingdom giveaway for them too. So
I was
they,
getting to that.
yeah, yeah.
Is right here.
That's fantastic. So,
Nice.
did you when you were like, "Hey, let's do this. Let's try to make a go. See how many we can sell." That's fantastic. They're so good. They're so good.
See, yeah, these are small pieces. They're all welded together.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Geez. And
this will be with the winner of the Triforce, not the Triforce, the winner of the Nintendo Dad's giveaway of the video game.
nice.
I want to say Tears in Heaven every single time. Tears of
Tears of the
Tears of the
Kingdom.
Kingdom. With that giveaway, the winner will be sent this from me.
Nice.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so now, Bruce, is that the size of one triangle of the medium? Is that what you're saying, basically?
This is from different material. This is a different batch.
But I mean, the size of the mini is that the size of, or is it one? Is it one? Like
No, it's smaller.
smaller than even? Oh my
This is
goodness.
smaller.
Oh
This is
man.
about an inch high.
Okay.
An inch and a half high.
Okay. Now that you give me an inches, I get it. Okay. Yeah.
I don't
Wow.
have a ruler
That's
here with me
so
anyhow.
I see
But
what you're saying. I see what you're saying about more work to do a mini than even.
yeah,
you.
if I'm to do the next time, if I ever do that again, I'm going to run out of material. I'm going to have another 10 foot of the same material, and I'm going to use that up. But I'm not going to do the same material again. If I do choose to continue offering this, I'm going to choose a different material, different sizes, because uh, once everybody who's interested has it, they're not going to rebuy it, right?
Yeah. Sure. That makes sense. Yeah. But
Unless
there's
they
a
want
lot
to
of
buy a
people
different
out there
size.
that might want it. I'll tell you that. So now you're doing this, right? You're doing this. You have obviously your full time.
It's for fun.
Yeah, for fun, but making some money. Would you like? Are you looking to be like, what else could I in my hobby of games could I weld? Like, would you like replicate in the way that you've replicated this Triforce? Are you interested in seeing if there's any other items you could go into, any other things?
I've been looking around for like 2 bars of metal, put it as an X,
Okay. All
X
right. Yeah.
box. But not really,
Yeah.
because I do these on my spare time at work.
Sure.
I have 15 minutes in the morning and half an hour for lunch and 15 minutes in the afternoon. So, and that's while taking my break. So if I'm working on these, I'm not taking a break. So I'm working all through the day.
So Bruce is
And
doing
so
this so that he's not eating so that we can have Triforces. That's what's going on
some
here.
days, yeah, there's some days and continue welding, and then yeah. So this past week, Monday we had Easter off. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I was working all through the whole day during my shift because I had to get these. I had to get 3 prepared.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be interesting. For where the job site that you work now, do they have any CNC style machines that you could use?
yeah.
That because it'd be interesting if you could impose the Tears of the Kingdom, the emboss that's on the
OC
OLED switch that they brought out. Yeah, the engraving.
I could, but the time I did it last time, I asked a night shift guy to do it, and he had time. But right now, the machinists are overworked and understaffed, so they don't have time to do anything like extras. So I could ask, but I'm not holding my breath. I'm not promising anybody that anything will be ever.
I just think that's you. What you've started is they look fun. They look. I mean, you look at one and somebody holding it, and like you even holding the little one, you can instantly be drawn to the game and the memories of everything. So yeah, I was just thinking
I chose this timeline to make them and offer them on
I was going to ask that question if this was if you did choose right before Tears of the Kingdom to drop this. Did you? Okay, that's awesome.
A business strategy.
Smart. Yeah, that is very, very smart. So good on you, man. I think it's awesome that you chose this time right before the second game. You had the idea while playing the first game. I mean, it's full circle and it's really cool. And I think your craftsmanship is just awesome. I love mine. Absolutely love it. So
thank you.
Good work. Good work for sure.
So very quickly before we roll out, do you want to tell everybody where they can find you if they like from listening to this, if their interest is piqued, where they could get in touch with you so they could purchase one?
Sure. You can come to Quebec and come and say hi to me, and we'll have a nice big bowl of poutine. We put sausage, whatever you want, because in Quebec we eat poutine. We have maple syrup on the side, but it's on the side.
And so if they don't want to have a Quebec, if there's a, yeah, Tim says he's on his way. He's on his way for that poutine. Yeah, let's do it, man. I'm totally down. Road trip with Tim. I'm
It's
in.
not the same poutine that they have in Alberta, Mr. Masson. It's a real poutine.
Oh man, now there's French and I don't even know. What's Serena saying over here, Bruce? Help us out.
Okay, with smoked meat, with Montreal poutine with Montreal smoked meat.
Okay.
That's excellent too.
Oh my goodness. Man, now I need to get some. Now I need to get some. Oh, okay. So if you can't make it, if we can't buy a ticket or do a road trip to Canada, how else might they digitally possibly be able to get a hold of you?
Well, I bounce here and there on Twitter. You can find me on there, just being Bruce. You just type that in, you'll follow me, you'll find me, or Togobap, Togobap. That's my handle on Twitter. That's pretty much it.
Hey, answer.
Yeah.
Before
you have a Discord as well for these,
Yes.
which I know you advertise on your Twitter page. So what I will do for anyone that's listening to us live now, if you in the description that comes with the YouTube video and for the audio podcast, what I'll do is I will, if it's all right with you, Bruce, I'll drop the link in there
by all
to
means,
the Discord
sure.
and point people in that
On
direction.
Discord, I am just being Bruce as well.
Where did Togobop come from? Is there a story behind that?
Of course, there's a story behind that.
Can we hear it? Is that okay? Can we have it?
Oh yeah. When I was a kid, my I used to watch a cartoon. When I say kid, like very small.
Okay.
I don't remember how old I was. There was a cartoon called I don't know what it was called, but it was there was a monkey in it, and I liked the monkey in it, and the monkey's name was Togo, and so that my parents gave me that nickname because I was climbing. I used to climb in the kitchen to get
Okay.
something that was high for my mom, and
Sure,
like a
sure.
monkey, and so that nickname stuck. And so I was looking for a Hotmail address one time, and I couldn't practically get one without one that was that didn't exist.
Mhm.
So I put my initials I put Togo Bap, my initials,
Okay.
and so I put them together, and that's original. So I was using that for a long time on Twitter and everybody, but people were always mispronouncing it, didn't understand it. So you know what?
Mhm.
Just being Bruce is more of an insult because when I would go to the bar and I would be mouthy, oh, he's just being Bruce. Just leave him alone. And that stuck. So I thought, oh, you know what? That's like a good handle to use across all platforms, and that was not used.
I love both those. Those are fantastic. All right. Well, is that a show, Sean?
Yeah, that was the longest show yet, which is
Yeah.
always
Did we
nice.
keep you awake, Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to
the thing is,
check.
I
He's
was
like,
on
"Am
night-
I awake? I don't know. Is this a dream?"
well, pinching myself. No, I was on nights last night, so I slept half of today to kind of recover from working all night and still be
Nice.
able to sleep this evening. So I'm good to go.
Well,
but no,
before
it's
we
been an
roll out,
absolute
I
honor
want to
having-
say thank you for coming on, Bruce. It was fantastic to have you and have your stories.
My pleasure, man. You know, anytime you want me to come, I'll bring a poutine for you, and I'll make some scones for Monsieur Sean.
But if you could get me poutine through Zoom, you'd be on every week. You would be invited every week if you could get poutine.
It'll
through
be
the
messy
Zoom.
though, but
6 weeks later, we need a trimmy bracket. But no, I was just going to say the same. It's been an honor to have you on. You're always in the chat on this.
thank you very much for having me.
On Twitch, and you're always chatting back and forth with us in the Discord. So thank you very much for coming on. It's been great. Yeah, I love listening to the story of how the Triforces came to be and your name, because it has always been a question that me and Nick have kind of bashed between us afterwards. Is like, where did Bruce get his name from? So yeah, it's been.
I would never tell anybody in Discord or anywhere unless they invited me on. There you go, Nintendo dads. You're lost.
Yeah, we got him first. No, brilliant. Thank you very much, Bruce, for joining us. And if everything's all right with that, I will roll us out to finish the show.
Let's do it.
Bonjour. Bonsoir.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to this week's show. It's been a brilliant one with our special guest, Bruce. If you want to get in touch with us, you can do via Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Everything is at Game Pass News. If you want to reach out to us via email, you can do it at gamepassnewscast@gmail.com. If you are listening to this via the podcasting app, please leave us a review, chuck us some stars. We greatly appreciate it. If you want to join in the Discord, you can subscribe to our Twitch. You can buy some of our merchandise, which isn't anywhere near as nice as Bruce's from Redbubble. And thank you very much to everybody in the live chat this evening. We've had some new chatters. We've had Ubisoft's been in here. We've had Zarina for the first one. So thank you very much and welcome. Bruce has been chatting while he's been chatting, which is a skill in itself. Acid TKO3, Mr. Timothy Olf with the subscription bomb that he dropped. Thank you very much. And until next time, guys, we shall see you later.
See you later, guys.